Mamo Mike here. Let's talk about vulnerability. But before we begin, let's get a quick definition. Vulnerable, susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm. Alright, so oftentimes in the spiritual, emotional, self-help community, people talk about, oh yeah, it's good to be vulnerable. You need to be vulnerable. Well, if we look at this definition, why would you want to be susceptible to physical, emotional attack or harm? I mean, that's a good thing? I don't think so. So the assumption here is that when we are authentic, when we are open, when we are honest, when we are being ourselves, then that makes us vulnerable to being judged, attacked, abused, hurt, etc., etc. So these are assumptions that we make. And the reality is, from my point of view, is you can be honest and open and authentic and be true to yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be vulnerable to attack or harm. And so that is the thing that we really have to look at, that we assume one is correlated with the other. A silly example would be like, if you accept that you're imperfect, and because you're not perfect, then you should be insecure. So it's good to be insecure because you're imperfect. But you're absolutely possible that you can be imperfect and accept that you're not perfect and not be insecure about it. So in a similar way, we can be open or honest or be true to ourselves, and that might not gain people's approval, or people might not like us for it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we are, concerned about being harmed in some way. So it's okay to accept or not be afraid to be vulnerable, which is a difference, right? Not being afraid of being vulnerable is not the same as assuming that you need to be vulnerable. So nobody needs to be vulnerable. Right? So if you have a certain belief or pattern or whatever that says, I'm going to be physically attacked or emotionally attacked or harmed or hurt in some way, then you got to look at where that fear comes from and why do you have that belief. Because the truth is, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be and do whatever the fuck you want and be in your power and not worry about being attacked or harmed in some way. Alright, so that's just something to think about. If you have any questions, leave some comments below. Thanks for watching.